When it comes to intimacy, narcissists carry hidden truths that few ever see. Their approach to sex is not about connection, but about control and validation. Behind closed doors, they treat intimacy as a stage where they can perform, dominate, or manipulate. What they won't admit is that every move often hides insecurity. These secrets, once exposed, reveal their fragile inner world. The first sexual secret is that narcissists often use intimacy as currency. To them, sex isn't always an expression of love. It's a transaction. They give or withhold it to maintain power. If they sense you slipping away, they may suddenly become passionate, but when they feel secure in your devotion, they may pull back, leaving you confused. This pattern is deliberate control. The second secret is their obsession with performance. Narcissists secretly think of sex as a stage where they must prove their worth. They want admiration and praise, not genuine closeness. They may exaggerate their skills or brag afterward, needing constant reassurance. Deep inside, they fear being ordinary. So intimacy becomes another arena where they chase validation like a spotlight. A third secret is their tendency to detach emotionally. While you may seek intimacy to feel closer, they often separate emotion from the act. This detachment allows them to engage physically without vulnerability. It protects their ego, but it leaves their partners feeling empty. The unspoken truth is that they fear true intimacy because it would expose their deepest insecurities. The fourth sexual secret is their use of intimacy as a weapon. When angry, they may withdraw affection to punish you. At other times, they may use excessive passion to pull you back into the cycle. This inconsistency leaves partners addicted to their highs and lows. Secretly, they know this power keeps you hooked, even when the relationship is toxic. The fifth secret is jealousy disguised as desire. Narcissists can become highly possessive in bed, not because of love, but because they fear losing control. They may accuse you of disloyalty or compare you to others, projecting their own insecurities. This possessiveness is not intimacy, it is ownership. And the secret is, their biggest fear is being replaced or forgotten. The sixth secret is their hunger for novelty. Narcissists often grow bored easily, even in the bedroom. They may seek constant variety or push boundaries, not for connection but to satisfy their restless ego. What they hide is that this isn't about passion. It's about chasing stimulation to avoid feeling inadequate. Their need for newness masks the emptiness they carry inside. The seventh secret is their tendency to fake vulnerability. They may act as if intimacy breaks down their walls, but often it's a performance designed to deepen your bond and make you dependent. Behind the curtain, they remain guarded. The secret truth is that they rarely allow real emotional closeness. What they offer is an illusion crafted to secure your loyalty. The eighth secret is their constant need for praise. After intimacy, they may fish for compliments or demand validation. Was I the best? Or no one compares, right? These questions reveal their fragile ego. They don't seek mutual satisfaction. They seek reassurance. What they hide is that beneath their confidence lies deep insecurity, and sex becomes their desperate tool for self-worth. The ninth secret is their ability to use sex as a distraction. If conflict arises, they may turn to intimacy to silence arguments or make you forget pain. They secretly know passion can blur your judgment, keeping you tied to them. But once the moment fades, the same problems return. The cycle hides the truth. Sex is not love. It's control. The 10th secret is their ability to create confusion between desire and control. A narcissist may act as if their passion is overwhelming love, but beneath the surface, it's often about domination. They want to feel like they own you, body, and mind. The secret they'll never admit is that control excites them more than closeness. What looks like passion is often just power disguised. Beyond these 10 core secrets, one thing stands out. Narcissists rarely see intimacy as mutual. They secretly believe sex is about what they can take, not what they can share. This hidden mindset explains why many partners of narcissists feel drained, unseen, or unfulfilled after intimacy. The narcissist may hide behind charm, but their true goal is control, not connection. A key secret they keep is how much shame drives their behavior. Though they act confident, Narcissists often feel inadequate deep inside. Intimacy exposes vulnerability, so they cover it with bravado or dominance. Their secret fear is being rejected or seen as not enough. This fear fuels their unpredictable behavior, sometimes overly intense, sometimes distant, keeping partners guessing constantly. Another hidden truth is their tendency to objectify partners. They may secretly think of you less as a person with feelings and more as a source of validation or entertainment. This objectification protects them from forming genuine bonds. The painful secret is that while you may seek closeness, they see intimacy as a tool to feed their ego rather than build love. Narcissists also hide their dependency on admiration during intimacy. They thrive on hearing how unique, talented, or irresistible they are. Secretly, they fear silence afterward more than anything. Without praise, they feel exposed and ordinary. They cover this by demanding attention. But deep down, their sense of worth is fragile, and intimacy becomes a stage where their ego constantly seeks applause. One of their deepest secrets is that they sometimes use intimacy to test loyalty. They push boundaries, make unusual demands, or see how far you'll go to please them. Secretly, these aren't acts of passion, they're loyalty tests. They want to know if you're fully under their control. What they hide is that no amount of compliance will ever satisfy their insecurity. A narcissist's secret also includes envy during intimacy. Instead of focusing on connection, they might compare themselves to imagined rivals, obsessing over whether they measure up. This envy leads to questions, accusations, or unnecessary competition. Secretly, they think every intimate moment is a contest they must win. This mindset robs intimacy of tenderness and replaces it with silent rivalry. They also secretly believe that withholding intimacy can make them more powerful. When they withdraw affection suddenly, they know it leaves their partner confused, desperate, and eager to regain closeness. This calculated silence becomes a tool of control. What they never admit is that they use this tactic because they fear losing relevance. Withholding is about power, not preference. A painful secret is that narcissists sometimes feel nothing during intimacy. They may go through the motions, act passionate, or play the role of devoted lover, but inside they are detached. This disconnection is hidden behind charm or theatrics. They'll never admit it, but their fear of vulnerability keeps them from experiencing real closeness, leaving their partners feeling hollow afterward. Finally, narcissists secretly dread being exposed. They worry that partners will recognize their patterns, see through their performances, and realize intimacy has always been a mask. This fear fuels their paranoia. They may accuse others of betrayal while hiding their own emptiness. The greatest secret is that beneath all the control, manipulation, and bravado, they are terrified of being truly seen. Another secret narcissists carry is that they often treat intimacy like a scoreboard. Every compliment, every reaction, every display of passion from their partner is mentally tallied. They secretly compare one experience to another, not to cherish connection, but to prove their dominance. To them, love is a competition, and their ego depends on being declared the winner, even when no one is competing. Narcissists also secretly think of intimacy as a trap for their partners. They use charm, seduction, and exaggerated passion to pull someone deeper into dependency. They know that intimacy can create emotional bonds, and they exploit this bond to maintain control. The hidden truth is they don't value the closeness. They value the leverage it gives them when they need to manipulate. A painful secret is how narcissists often mimic intimacy. They observe what makes others feel loved, eye contact, affection, words of tenderness, and then copy these behaviors without genuine emotion. This mimicry convinces partners that the connection is real. Secretly, the narcissist is simply performing, using the script of love without ever meaning the words. It is an illusion carefully crafted for control. They also secretly fear abandonment during intimacy. Even while acting confident, a part of them worries that their partner might leave or lose interest. This fear drives them to overcompensate with intensity or dominance. The hidden irony is that their own manipulations create the very distance they fear. Their secrecy around this fear keeps them locked in a cycle of insecurity. Narcissists secretly crave novelty not just for excitement, but because repetition makes them feel ordinary. They dread routine, because routine strips away the illusion of uniqueness. This is why some narcissists push for new experiences or partners. The secret is that boredom isn't about you. It's about their inability to feel satisfied. No matter what they get, they remain restless. Another hidden truth is that narcissists often see intimacy as a stage for storytelling. They may exaggerate, embellish, or invent details about their romantic life to impress others. These stories, however, rarely reflect reality. Secretly, they think of intimacy as a performance worth bragging about, not a private bond. Their desire for admiration extends beyond the bedroom, into every conversation. Narcissists also secretly use intimacy to control how their partner views them. By being overly charming or attentive at times, they create confusion. Partners question whether the cruelty was real, or if maybe the narcissist has changed. This cycle keeps people trapped. The secret here is that the narcissist knows inconsistency is powerful, because unpredictability makes their partner crave the highs even more. They also secretly think of partners as extensions of themselves. Instead of respecting individuality, they view others as reflections of their own worth. This mindset shapes intimacy too, because they want their partner's reactions to validate their superiority. The secret is that they see your desire or admiration not as love, but as proof of their own importance. Narcissists secretly envy genuine intimacy. They may witness others forming authentic, tender bonds and feel jealous of something they can't replicate. Deep down, they know their relationships lack that depth, but they can't admit it. Instead, they hide their envy behind arrogance or criticism. This secret envy gnaws at them, reminding them of the closeness they will never truly experience. Finally, narcissists secretly dread exposure through intimacy. Physical closeness can reveal flaws, vulnerabilities, or moments of imperfection. They fear a partner noticing weaknesses that contradict the perfect image they project. This fear leads them to overcompensate or withdraw entirely. The hidden truth is that behind their bravado, narcissists live with constant anxiety that someone will see the real, fragile self they try so hard to hide. Narcissists secretly think of intimacy as a mirror. They aren't connecting with their partner as a whole person. They're watching themselves reflected back. They study your reactions like feedback on a performance. Did you admire them? Did you look impressed? This self-focused lens means the act is less about closeness and more about feeding their fragile sense of worth, hidden behind the mask of confidence. They also secretly use intimacy as an escape from accountability. When tension rises or conflicts grow, they may suddenly initiate closeness, using passion as a distraction. What they never admit is that intimacy becomes a smokescreen to make you forget their lies or cruelty. Deep inside, they know it works because their partner often confuses physical closeness with reconciliation or love. A hidden truth is that narcissists often exaggerate their desires to maintain control. They might act as though they need constant passion, framing their partner as inadequate if they don't comply. Secretly, this isn't about desire at all. It's about testing dominance. They thrive on watching their partner stretch beyond comfort just to satisfy them, proving the narcissist's unspoken power. Narcissists secretly fear routine, not just in life, but in intimacy. They equate routine with mediocrity, and mediocrity is their greatest insecurity. They will never admit it, but the fear of being seen as ordinary drives their constant need for variety. They crave novelty not because of passion, but because it masks the emptiness that routine would otherwise expose. They also secretly use intimacy as a bargaining chip. If their partner challenges them or sets boundaries, the narcissist may withhold affection to punish or reassert dominance. On the flip side, they may use exaggerated affection to reward compliance. The secret is that for them, intimacy is less about connection and more about a tool for manipulation in the power dynamic. Another painful secret is how narcissists struggle with genuine tenderness. They may imitate it through gestures or words, but inside it feels foreign. True vulnerability threatens their control, so they keep emotional walls high. Their partner may believe the tenderness is real, but secretly the narcissist views it as just another performance to maintain attachment. not an authentic expression of love. They also secretly feel anxious about rejection. Although they act confident and entitled, a lack of interest or enthusiasm from their partner deeply unsettles them. This anxiety is hidden behind anger or arrogance. Secretly, rejection confirms their deepest fear that beneath the mask, they are unworthy. They suffer quietly, even as they project superiority on the outside. Narcissists secretly crave dominance in ways that go beyond intimacy. They want their partner to depend on them emotionally, mentally, and physically. Intimacy becomes one avenue where they enforce that dependence. The unspoken secret is that this dominance masks insecurity. By keeping their partner small, they avoid facing the reality of their own weaknesses, hidden behind layers of control. Another secret is their tendency to compare partners, not just to others, but to imaginary standards. They hold their partner to impossible ideals, then criticize or belittle them when they fall short. This constant comparison feeds their ego, but wounds their partner's self-esteem. Secretly, they know no one could ever measure up, because the standard exists only to protect their pride. Finally, narcissists secretly know that their intimacy often leaves partners feeling confused. They notice the distance, the emptiness, the lack of mutual care, but they don't acknowledge it. Instead, they blame their partner or distract them with false affection. The hidden truth is that narcissists are aware of this emptiness. They just can't admit it. Facing it would mean admitting failure. Narcissists secretly fear intimacy because it threatens exposure. The closer someone gets, the harder it becomes to maintain their perfect mask. They dread that during moments of vulnerability, you might see the cracks, the insecurity, the shame, the hollowness. This fear makes them overcompensate with dramatics or detachment. What they never say is that intimacy feels like a spotlight they cannot control. They also secretly struggle with consistency. Early in a relationship, they may appear attentive and passionate, but over time, their interest fades. They hide the truth. Sustaining intimacy feels exhausting because it requires empathy. Rather than admit this, they create excuses or blame their partner. The secret is that their inconsistency isn't about you. It's about their inability to connect deeply. Another hidden truth is that narcissists sometimes use intimacy to measure loyalty. They want constant proof that you're still attached, still willing, still under their influence. They may secretly test you, pushing boundaries or asking for reassurance. These tests are not about love, but about control. The narcissist's suffering comes when silence or resistance shows them they no longer dominate. Narcissists secretly feel hollow after intimacy. While their partners may seek closeness, they often feel emptier once the act is over. Instead of bonding, they experience a drop in energy because the performance is done. They'll never admit this hollowness, but it follows them. It's why they chase novelty, validation, and praise. The silence afterward feels unbearable, reminding them of their emptiness. They also secretly worry about being judged. Beneath their bravado, they wonder if they measured up, if you compared them to others, or if they met your expectations. This insecurity hides under arrogance. By demanding compliments or fishing for validation, they try to soothe the doubt. Their greatest secret here is that behind the mask of confidence lies constant fear of inadequacy. Narcissists secretly envy people who experience genuine intimacy. They may scoff at couples who share tenderness or dismiss love as weakness, but deep down, they long for what they cannot create. Their envy is hidden behind sarcasm or superiority, but it lingers. They suffer because they know they cannot replicate that closeness, no matter how much they perform or pretend. They also secretly view intimacy as leverage. When they sense you pulling away, they may suddenly offer passion, hoping it will reel you back in. This is less about desire and more about timing. They'll never admit it, but they know how powerful physical closeness can feel, and they exploit it. The secret is, their motives are strategic, not emotional. Another painful secret is that narcissists often feel disconnected from their own emotions. During intimacy, they may mimic excitement or affection, but inside they're detached. They fear letting themselves feel too much, because feelings mean vulnerability. This detachment explains why partners often sense something missing. The narcissist hides it, But they secretly know their wall keeps them from real love. Narcissists also secretly dread abandonment tied to intimacy. They fear that if they aren't exciting enough or dominant enough, their partner will leave. This fear drives them to overperform or to withdraw completely. They'll never admit it, but deep down, they know intimacy exposes their fragility. That fear keeps them restless, always trying to control something they cannot perfect. In the end, the biggest sexual secret of narcissists is that intimacy terrifies them as much as it tempts them. They crave validation but fear exposure, desire admiration but avoid connection. They'll never admit that beneath the performance lies insecurity, emptiness, and fear of being ordinary. And that is why their partners walk away feeling confused, because the intimacy was never truly shared.